Out west, the Caldor Fire continues to wreak havoc. It's already burned more than 200,000 acres and has shut down Lake Tahoe, one of California's most iconic vacation destinations. NBC News correspondent Jake Ward joins us now from South Lake Tahoe, which would normally see 100,000 visitors this weekend. Jake, good to see you. So this will obviously be an unusual holiday for Lake Tahoe. What's it like on the ground there?
Joe, this is the day when incoming visitors, like you say, 100,000 people normally expected in this place, would stop off in the place that I am to rent bikes for the weekend, maybe rent a canoe. Instead, the scene here is one of ghostly streets and emergency workers everywhere. The hotels around me are filled not with tourists, but with emergency workers. And all over this region, there is just a sense of life disrupted as more than 22,000 people were evacuated just from the city I'm standing in, South Lake Tahoe, and across the county here, more than 40,000 people having to be evacuated. Some of them having to leave on foot with almost no warning at all. Just a very scary development, and one of the first times that fire has actually touched this community. If it had come all the way to the shores of Lake Tahoe, it would have been the first time in modern history. This fire leaped over the Sierra Nevada range, touching down and setting off a blaze just a few miles from where I'm standing. All of that is very new and very scary, Joe.
You know, Jake, you've been speaking with business owners, I know. I mean, last Labor Day, they were likely impacted pretty heavily by COVID. Now they've got this fire this year. What are they saying?
Well, it is definitely an extremely disruptive thing for the people who own businesses here. We spoke to one hotel owner who owns, hotel manager who is the general manager just of the place just behind me here, and was asking him both, what is it like from a business perspective, but also psychologically, the importance of Lake Tahoe to visitors here. What is it like to see the streets so empty? Here's what he said.
The property opened in 1991, wow. And to see this town empty, I mean, looking across the street, there's just checkpoints going through town. That's it. There's no tourists, there's no locals, there's no supply trucks going back and forth, and no contractors, locals, nothing. It hurts. Everybody I meet, they all have some route back to Lake Tahoe in their early days, whenever they were, whether it be a cabin or a family vacation or something. They all have a story to tell.
Now, at this point, visitors are being told by local tourism officials to stay away from Lake Tahoe, to postpone any plans to come here indefinitely, going into the eve of one of the most iconic weekends in one of the most iconic places in California, and to see the streets this empty, well, things have certainly changed here from the normal, Joe.
Jake, the Caldor Fire might spare Lake Tahoe, but it's still threatening nearby communities. I mean, what's the latest on the fire fights?
Well, the good news is that the situation on the ground seems to have improved for firefighters. The wind, which had been pushing north toward Lake Tahoe and had endangered this community, seems to have shifted. That is a good thing for this particular community. But you still have tens of thousands of people displaced from their homes. You still have the possibility that smaller settlements around the base of Lake Tahoe are in danger. The fire is now pushing either south or east toward the Nevada state line. All of that still a danger, but fortunately, this particular community seems to have been spared, Joe.
All right, Jake Ward. Jake, thanks for your reporting.